What's up guys? You're probably sat there wondering what the hell I'm doing with a whiteboard sat in an empty salon on my own. So I'm going to tell you the value of a £50 haircut or colour or whatever, but £50 service in a hair salon. I'm going to break it down for you and show you what a salon is actually left with at the end. Some of you might be shocked by this. So we're going to start off with a really nice easy round number. We're going to start off £50, a £50 service in this salon. So that £50 service is subject to VAT. So we lose 20% of that service as soon as it goes through our till. So as soon as that's accounted for, we lose 20%. So £8.33 of that £50 has gone straight away. I don't even see £8.33 of it. So that means we are left with £41.67. £41.67 is the real value on a £50 service because £8.33 vanishes out of these doors. We then have all of our overheads. So rough calculations, our overheads are 72% of all our business. So for every £100,000 this business takes, £72,000 is cost. So of this, 41.67, which is the real cost and £50 haircut, that's roughly about £30. We're left with £11.67. So after all of our costs on this, £11.67 is what that haircut is actually worth. If we're calling that £11.67 profit, in the UK, corporation tax currently sits at between 19 and 25%. If we go in the middle of that, it's done on a sliding scale, so every business is slightly different. If we go in the middle of that and call that 22%, you're looking at about £9.10. So 22%, you're left with £9.10 from that original 50. So on that £9.10, I then have a choice. I can, I can reinvest that back into the business, so I don't take anything out of that £9.10. Or two, I can take it as income. And obviously, on that, I'm paying income tax. Like everyone else has to, that's not a problem, but I'm just showing you, that's income tax. That is anywhere between 20 and 45% off of this £9.10. So hopefully this illustrates, you've got £50, we lose £8.33. It goes to £41.67. We lose 72% because of the cost of running a business. It goes to £11.67. We pay tax on our profits. It goes to £9.10. I then have a choice on what I do with that, and we lose more, whether it's taxed or reinvesting. I've done this because I think it's important to show you that £50 is not £50 to the business owner. £50 is the top number. When we go to a restaurant owner doesn't make £20 out of a Sunday roast. Their numbers are actually probably even smaller than this. The number we see in a business is not the number the business owner ends up with. And with the government we've got nowadays, it's getting smaller and smaller. I just think it's really important to highlight all of these numbers. If I come here to get my haircut, I'd actually find this quite interesting. I just think it's really important that we talk about these things and highlight the numbers. I think this one's a really interesting one, 72%. We try and keep this as low as possible. Running two salons in the last couple of years has meant that this has crept up. But like I say, for every £100,000 that you take, it costs you £72,000. So that's a really good indicator on what it costs to run a hair salon. An employed hair salon, our biggest outgoing is our wages. That's the model we decide to do, and that's the way we want to go. That's a choice. That's fine, but it's just an illustration to show you. VAT is another one that our industry is killing us at the moment, because a lot of the things we buy in do not equate to the 20% we're giving away when people put the money through the till. So there's some great campaigns at the minute that are going on with that. So keep your eyes out for some of these campaigns, and please support us with that. And corporation tax again has gone up in the last few years. I just want to really quickly highlight all the different taxes that a business will pay along the way as well. So obviously the first one we pay is VAT. So we pay VAT on our purchases, and we're subject to VAT on all of our sales. This is our industry only I'm talking about. So VAT. As an employed business, so our model, our staff are employed, I am then subject to PAYE and national insurance tax. So another tax that is gone. Some people class this as a rate and a running cost, but I class it as a tax because of where it's going to. Our business rates. And they're very kind, £100 discount this year. Thank you. Then, when you've actually made some money, you will then pay corporation tax. So the business will pay corporation tax on all of its profit. Then I decide to take some money out of the business. I then pay income tax, usually through the form of dividend tax. Then businesses are subject to things like capital gains tax and lots of other taxes along the way as well. But these are your main forms of tax along the way. Really high numbers for all of these, and they're only going one way. Hopefully that gives you some insight into what it costs to run a business, to the day-to-day ins and outs of having a business. Like I say, just that 72% overhead figure, I'm hoping that hits home with some people, and just goes to show how difficult it can be nowadays. If you've got any questions, please let me know. Just write in the comments. I always promise to be as open as I can with you all. Hopefully something like this illustrates that I am willing to be open and honest. That isn't a moan. That is me just trying to be as open as I can about the top number and the bottom number, because they are two very, very different things in business. We've got some more videos lined up. I'm actually filming straight after this one, so keep your eyes out for that video. I look forward to catching up with you soon. So until the next one, take care. Bye bye.